Okay, so Tyson Fury just fought Francis Ngannou. We weren't planning on making a reaction video on it. Turns out the fight was really close, and it's hard to score these 10-round fights. We're giving you guys a breakdown of what we thought. We're more MMA guys, not gonna lie, when watching the fight, I kind of lost track of the rounds, but in my opinion, it was at least a draw, and if anything, I favored Ngannou. If you're taking the fight in terms of like just who won the fight, not by rounds, we would all say Ngannou won the fight.
Yeah, I think it was a robbery. I actually had Ngannou 97 to 93. I thought he clearly won. I'm disappointed because honestly, I'm not being biased towards MMA here. I was upset that Ngannou left the UFC because I really wanted Jones and Ngannou to fight. I think Ngannou won clearly, and I think it was a robbery. And I hate to see that because I hate to see that Ngannou got taken away something that he earned, and he earned that win. So it's annoying for me. Yeah, boxing's a little different. You can see after the fight that they were kind of like, okay, good job, Ngannou. You won because you didn't get crushed, which is a little different than it is in MMA. But in terms of the actual fight, it looked like Fury couldn't get going because of just a simple stance switch. I wonder if that's going to start becoming a thing in boxing because Tyson Fury, one of his best weapons is obviously the jab, and if Ngannou was getting hurt by the jab at all, he would just switch stance. But the big factor of the fight has to be the power. I think the power for sure was a huge factor. When Fury got knocked down, he said he was fine. When Fury got knocked down, his face, he looked stunned, and he looked discouraged badly. Fury actually did well. I had him win the couple rounds after he got knocked down, but Fury was scared to go in there, it looked like. He did not want to go in there, and Ngannou just ate his shots. I know Ngannou took a lot of shots, but if you're scoring based on damage, in my opinion, then Ngannou clearly won. Ngannou hit him with hard shots. You can clearly see based on their faces that Ngannou looked fine. It looked like he barely even took anything. And Fury looked kind of like he got beat up.
Yeah, and we can both agree that the hook was the big weapon for Ngannou in the fight. If you see, most of his big shots weren't his right hand, it was the hook pretty much every time. And with Tyson Fury, he just couldn't get going because of the power. Tyson Fury against Wilder would kind of get into the pocket a little bit. He wasn't so worried about it. And also against Wilder, Fury actually was stunning him with some shots. It looked like Ngannou was like a concrete block. Everything he hit, something would come back at him. It's almost like he was hurting his hands more than he was actually hurting Ngannou.
Yeah, it looked like he was getting hit with pillow hands. And, I also think, I'm wondering if maybe the clinch had a little bit to do with it. Not only is Ngannou way bigger than Wilder and all these other boxers that Fury fights, but number one, Ngannou is he's very muscular, so obviously going to be strong. I'm surprised he didn't gas out. But the other thing is Ngannou has clinch experience. He's fought in the MMA, and I'm wondering if maybe Fury didn't like the clinch with him.
Yeah.
And so was being more calculated with his shots.
Because Fury was getting tired at the end of the fight, which we don't see very often. If you look at Fury and Ngannou has notoriously bad cardio for MMA, so you'd be like, all right, for boxing, it has to be something similar, but it was different. And after speaking to some people who train MMA, they always tell you there's 3 types of cardio. There's like ground cardio, there's grappling cardio, like ground and pound cardio, there's grappling cardio, and striking cardio. So you're probably right that the clinch must have drained his gas tank.
Yeah, and Ngannou's familiar with the clinch, and he can do more. In boxing, the clinch is not very advanced. You're in the clinch for a little bit, you kind of hit each other, and that's it. I mean, in MMA, there's a lot of things to do. You can clinch up, you can throw knees, elbows, takedowns. So Ngannou, for the clinch was super simplified here.
Yeah.
And, I definitely think that the clinch and the power really made a difference. And it upsets me that Francis Ngannou got it taken away from him. I think he clearly won that fight.
A lot of people, I think, do feel like it was a robbery, too, because we're kind of scoring it in terms of MMA. I'm not sure if it is the same with boxing in terms of damage-based, but it would make sense that it would be damage-based. And people keep forgetting that it was a 10-8 round. On the knockdown with the 10-8 round, I cannot remember one shot from Tyson Fury during the whole fight.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed to be hitting Ngannou a lot when Ngannou was throwing a check hook, and then Fury would come in and hit him with it. But Ngannou almost just ate it like it was a pillow and just kept coming forward. And when Ngannou hit him hard.
Yeah.
He hit him hard, and you could see on Fury's face he was a little worried. And I feel like Fury was struggling to find answers. Fury was not throwing consistently like he would against Wilder. Wilder, he would come in and he would be more confident coming in. Wasn't too afraid of power. It's strange to see that he was very concerned with Ngannou's power. I didn't think that Ngannou's power would be crazy because he was wearing the boxing gloves. But, yeah, like I said before, Fury seemed to be concerned with the power.
Yeah, so I think we kind of have to think of it this way. Was Fury bad or Ngannou good, if you had to pick one?
I think Ngannou was good. Really? I think Ngannou was good. I think that Ngannou gave Fury something he's never seen before. And, he must have crazy power to make Fury respect the power and not come in like he normally does. Because he knows if he gets hit, it's going to hurt him. And Ngannou's defense was surprisingly pretty good. He was getting hit a lot with that jab and coming in with that check hook. But in terms of damage, I think Ngannou, and you have to give him respect for staying in there with Fury, but I think the clinch and the power really made a huge difference.
Yeah, I would lean toward more Fury's bad just because you could make the argument that Wilder is just a better version.
You're an idiot.
I mean, Ngannou. But,
you're an idiot.
Again.
You're wrong.
This guy's terrible, man. I was silent for his analysis, but with mine, he has to say stuff. But no, I feel like Fury and Wilder, you would assume it'd be like, that's just the worst version because Wilder probably moves a little bit better, probably has better cardio. And after like the third round, I was actually worried for Ngannou's cardio. I was worried about his gas tank. And looked like he was doing better than Fury, and Ngannou just stuck with the basics. And it was basics with a couple stance switches. So I think in boxing, you might see more of the stance switching because if someone's cracking you with the jab, just switch stance. That's what Ngannou did. You can do it periodically during the fight, and it can kind of halt the momentum, which I think was a big deal of the stance switch. And I mean, Ngannou, everything was left-handed. His best shots were the hook, so not really the jab, but a lot of hooks in orthodox. And in southpaw, he landed a couple big crosses in southpaw.
So why do you think Fury didn't fight very well?
I don't think Fury fought very well because, again, Ngannou kept it it was basic boxing. You didn't see, Ngannou fighting in combos, Ngannou wasn't piecing him up with combos.
But don't you think Ngannou was doing well and he made maybe Fury respect his power?
I mean, the power has to be the difference. But again, Ngannou is not some revolutionary boxer. Tyson Fury should be the best boxer, best heavyweight boxer ever, at least one of the best. And you get this MMA guy with absurd power, with bigger gloves, who just does like 2-punch combos tops.
Yeah.
But it just came down to the power, which you could obviously say that Ngannou is just a freak of nature.
Yeah, we're kind of having that discussion with the Strickland discussion, where do you think Strickland was good or Adesanya performed badly? I think Ngannou performed well. Yeah, and you think that Fury was lacking?
I think that Fury was just not great. So I mean, obviously, you guys can leave comments in which one you feel more.
So obviously he thinks that Fury was lacking. I think Ngannou was good. I think he gave him something that Fury's never seen before, and I think that he struggled with it. But
it's just the power. It's not the skill. That's my thing.
He looked good defensively. He didn't switch. I think he was more technical than he was in
To be fair, he was. Fury has good feints and he can set up good shots. And Ngannou.
Isn't the power? Doesn't that kind of side towards Ngannou being good, even though it's just kind of gaudy?
Tyson Fury should know how to deal with the power because he's dealt with Wilder 3 times, not once, 3 times. So I just feel like that's why it should be.
I'm wondering if maybe. My thought was maybe Ngannou's power is different than Wilder's. Maybe Fury got hit with one of his shots and was like, oh, damn, this guy hits different.
But if you see them hitting mitts, Wilder looks quicker.
Yeah, but Ngannou's bigger, and that might be a big reason why.
I think Wilder might be 230, which might be a big deal.
Yeah.
But moving on to maybe after fights end, you got to always ask what's next. And being MMA guys, I would like Ngannou to come back into MMA and fight Jones. I just don't see I don't think that's realistic.
I think that's huge. I still think Jones would smash him. Jones is the best to ever do it, and Jones will find a way to do it. And it is surprising to see Ngannou strike boxing with Tyson Fury. I mean, even though you might think Tyson Fury performed badly, I think Ngannou performed well. He still went toe-to-toe with the best heavyweight boxer to do it. And, I think it's also a good thing to point out is that Cyril Gane is the best heavyweight striker in the world.
Oh, yeah, you could say that.
I'm low-key joking, but Cyril Gane was able to deal with his power, which is interesting because Fury's footwork was very good. Yeah. That's why I thought that Fury, after he got knocked down, would be able to turn it around. You can see that Ngannou was very heavy on his feet, and Fury is very quick, but Fury still couldn't get the better of him. And, Cyril Gane was able to piece up Ngannou when they were fighting. A lot of it might have to do with the kicks, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's... Saying Tyson Fury was bad or Ngannou was good, it's hard to kind of make that.
Yeah, there's no right answer.
Yeah, and no other boxer could really do what Ngannou did. I mean, obviously Wilder in the first fight.
Yeah.
So if you got power, anything can kind of happen. So.
Yeah, well, Ngannou has shown a lot of evolution from him at the beginning. He seems to be more calculated power, and I'm just so surprised he didn't gas out.
Yeah.
Because against Cyril Gane, he gassed out in 1 round.
Yeah.
Boxing is 3 rounds. Me and him know from experience, throwing kicks is tiring.
Yeah.
Throwing kicks is tiring, And especially with kicks, with Ciryl having great teep and being able to throw kicks to the body, that might have made a difference. But very, very shocked. I think Ngannou did really, really well. I'm so shocked with the performance.
Yeah, leave your comments of what you thought of the fight, who you think was more to credit, Fury or Ngannou, and just leave the comments down below and we'll get into a discussion. And who knew we'd be talking about boxing today?
Yeah, who knew?
I didn't.
So again, let us know, do you think Mario was right? Do you think that Fury didn't show up today? Or do you think I was right? And do you think that Ngannou performed really well?
So thanks guys for watching. See you guys next time.